Hey guys, this is V. Bergoni, Max, high performance real estate entrepreneur. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to talk about trading your time for money. And what goes along with that is financial freedom. Until we get to the point where we are financially free, we're always going to be trading our time for money. Let's smash that like button. Let's subscribe to the channel. Let's leave some comments. Love the comments. Yeah, trading your time for money. What does that really mean? Well, that means that you have to go to work. You have to get a job, whether you're a server at a restaurant, driving a truck for Amazon, or long haul driving, short haul driving, whatever, working in a distribution center, working in an office. What are you doing? You value your time at a certain amount of money based upon your skill set, and someone's going to pay you for that time. And obviously, the higher the level of skill set, the more money you're going to make. That's a given, right? That's why people go to college. That's why they try to get that degree so they can increase what? The value of their time. Now, in their mind, it's because they want a certain type of career. Well, yes, but that career should come with a certain scale of wage, right? They're going to go out. They're going to spend time in high school. They're going to spend time in college. Maybe they're going to get a master's degree, a PhD, whatever it is. And then on some level, that skill set will be valued. And when it's valued, they'll receive that paycheck. And what are you doing? You're trading your time for money. There are going to be a certain number of people out there. There are certain types of fields, certain types of careers where that's just the nature of it. And because they're so in love with what they do, it is their calling. What's the example on that? Being a doctor. Yes, you have to go to school. You have to get that education. You got to go to medical school. You got to do your internship. All those things that happen, but that's because you love it. And no one's ever going to tell you to quit trading your time for money because you've always just wanted to be a doctor. Okay, and that's their dream. So for me to tell these people, yeah, don't trade your time for money is stupid, right? Because that's what they want to do. But am I talking to those people? Absolutely freaking not. All right, because who am I talking to? I'm talking to you. You're the one listening to this. You're the one is that, hey, I need to be doing something else. That's why you're listening to this. And that's who I'm addressing this to. The reality of what we're talking about here is that you have valued your time at a certain dollar amount. The industry, the world has valued that. You valued it based upon your education and what you want to do. They valued it what the job is willing to pay. How do we get past that? Well, you have to be able to say to yourself, do I really want to spend the rest of my life, my working life, which is, let's say, 40 years, trading my time directly for a paycheck? Do you really want to do that? And if the answer is no, well, then you have to figure out another way in which to generate money that will replace the income that you're currently going to work for. Now, some of you might say, duh. Yeah, but you got to think about these things. You have to think about it for you. How are you going to do it? I know how I did it. I know what my path was. And I've shared some of that with you, and I continue to share it with you. But let's talk about what you're going to do. Some people will say out there, the real estate gurus, oh, just go out and buy a bunch of property, and then you'll be able to quit your job. Well, yeah, it might be true, may not be true, might be true in the long run. I can guarantee you it's not true in the short run. It's not going to be true over the next year. But what do you ever do that's really worthwhile that you can just have it all accomplished in 1 year anyway? This goes beyond just thinking about trading time for money. Now the question then, so if you're saying to me that, yeah, I don't want to be doing this anymore. I don't want to have to go punch the clock. I am tired of doing this. Well, that doesn't mean you're going to quit your job tomorrow and then become a real estate mogul. Do you think it works like that? No, you'll end up homeless or sleeping in your parents' basement. That's what's going to happen. So you got to take it to the next level, and you got to take it to where you're going to do more, not less. In the beginning, you're always going to end up having to do more. When I talk about trading your time for money, I'm talking about active income, W-2 or 1099 worker. Now, you might say, yeah, well, I own my own business, so I'm a 1099. That might be true. But if your own business is just you, you're trading your time for money. In the beginning, you're going to have to do more work, not less. You're going to have to work harder, not less. Now, if that's not right for you, then you're listening to the wrong guy. Because I have worked hard all my life. But for most of my life, I was working for me. Now, there's only about 8 years in my entire adult life that I've actually was an employee for someone else. That's my path. That's what I did. You have to start somewhere. And where most people start is they start by working for somebody else. I don't even care if it's inside of a family business. You're still going to be working for somebody else. What is that going to give you? It's going to give you the beginning part of becoming financially free. Because let me tell you, folks, you can't become financially free if you're living in the tent in the backyard of your folks' house and you got no job and you got nothing. What that'll give you is just a lot of time to think about how fucked up you made your life. So we don't want to go there. We want to take from where you're at right now. And hopefully it's not in a tent in the backyard. But we want to take from where you're at right now. We want to move forward. We want to get to that next level. How do we get there? Well, you start by making as much money as possible. You got to accelerate what you're doing. You might say, yeah, but my job only pays so much. Maybe get a side job, a side hustle. Whatever that is, you've got to accelerate what you're earning. You said, hey, I'm trading more time for money. Yes, in the beginning, you're going to have to trade more time. The end result will end up being financial freedom because you will trade more time in the beginning. And then what that time will do is it will give you some of the seed money. It'll give you some of the ability to move forward because along with trading more time for money and generating more income, yes, you're going to pay more taxes, but you're going to have more seed money. You're going to have more money that you're going to be putting in the bank and building up some value, some way to have a down payment, whether it be for a business or for your first real estate property. That's what you want to be looking at in the beginning. At the same time, you got to be doing the other step. And what's the other step? We've talked about it. It's what you're doing right now is you're trying to learn. You're learning about how to take it to the next level. What is the steps you're going to have to do in order to get there? Now, am I the only person you can learn from? Absolutely not. But I am somebody who has been there, has been in the trenches, has been broke several times. What do they say? Man plans and God laughs. Well, you live long enough, folks, and I've been living long enough, you see a lot of God laughing. You want to be able to start to learn, read books, listen to podcasts, get your understanding up. Now, does that give you skills? Not necessarily, because you've not put that to work yet. What could be a side hustle? If you want to be in real estate, think about it. What kind of side hustle could you be doing? Yeah, you could be driving Uber, or maybe you could go work for a property management company. That's right. Well, you might say, well, at what level should I be working? I don't care if it's in the office. I don't care if it's on site. I don't care. You put yourself in that universe of property management, and what are you going to learn? You're going to learn something about property management. And then that side hustle may end up being your full-time job for a while you're growing and learning. Of any property management company out there, if you can show them real value, if you can give them more than what they're paying, any part-time job will end up as a full-time position or more. Now, am I saying to you to go from the pot to another pot? No. What I'm saying to you is put yourself in a position to get some real learning. What's that extra real learning? Well, that's when you're actually doing what it is you're reading. So if you're reading books on property management and then you work for a property management company, what are you going to gain now? Experience, expertise, maybe a little freaking wisdom. That comes with time. It's going to take a little bit of time here. There's only so many Elon Musks. Even a Steve Jobs. Look at the struggles he went through. You can go through struggles. And this is going to be your struggle time. But this is also the time in which you are moving forward in your life. You're seeing that vision, okay? You're looking at what it is you got to accomplish, and then you're checking the box. If real estate's not your thing, but you want to be an entrepreneur in any case, because remember, to own real estate, you're an entrepreneur. To own restaurants, you're an entrepreneur. To own a trucking company, what are you? An entrepreneur. So if your vehicle is, like, say, trucking, do you want to go out tomorrow and borrow everything you can and go buy a truck and say, hey, I'm now in the trucking business? Well, that I think would be kind of stupid. What you should be doing? Maybe go work for a trucking company. If it's a long haul trucking you're into, then go look for a long haul trucking company to try to get a part-time job or an internship. Go offer your time for free. Yeah, they're going to think you're a freak, but then you just explain what it is you're trying to do, how you're trying to learn. Everybody wants to give somebody a hand up. Put yourself in a position, offer your time, your service, try to do it for wages. I get it, but learn what it is you want to do. So if you want to go into the trucking business, start working as a side hustle in a trucking company. Does that mean you're going to be able to do long hauls? No, because you got another job, but they got office stuff going on. They've got maintenance going on. You have to go and get some expertise, some experience. Otherwise, you're like a soldier on the front line who got 2 weeks of training and they handed him a rifle and they said, "Hey, buddy, good luck." Well, you might as well start counting down your breaths because the chance of you surviving are pretty slim. It's no different in business. That's why so many businesses fail, because people do stupid shit. You're going to accelerate what you're doing. You're going to start to look for a side hustle. You're going to start to look for that side hustle in the vehicle that you have chosen to be the way you're going to get to your financial freedom. And that's how you're going to end up where once you've been able to get out, start your business, start your real estate career, start to buy some properties, start to be able to now manage them because you were working for a management company. Even if you know someone, let's say you're not even working for a management company, but you know somebody that's got a couple of rentals, you say to that person, "Hey, can I tag along? Can I help you out on Saturdays? I don't mind if I do some work with you, if I got to do some, I just want to learn." That's what you want to do. And then what else is there? Go to seminars, go to meetup groups. There's a meetup group in your community for whatever it is you want to do. There's entrepreneurship meetup groups. There's multifamily meetup groups. There's single family residential rental meetup groups. Find them, join them, and start participating. Why? Because that's where you're going to meet other people that have that same common interest in what you're doing. And they're looking to mentor people. 80% of successful people are going to help someone that wants to do what they do. That's how you got to start this process. Is it a lifelong process? Absolutely. But what you're going to do is you're going to go from having active income, from trading your time for money, to trading more of your time for money or experience, to starting in the business of what you want to do. If it's real estate single family, if it's real estate multifamily, if it's real estate commercial, if it's entrepreneurship and owning a trucking company or an IT company, whatever it is you want to do, you're going to go out there and do more of it, be more active, generate more money, hopefully, save every dime you can. There's that guy out there called Dave Ramsey, right? And he says in order to pay down your debt, eat beans and rice, rice and beans. Now he's telling that in order to pay down their debt. I'm telling you that if that's not your issue, but you want to get into changing your life from trading your time for money, you got to change some of the other habits that you have going on right now. If you're going out on Thursday night and you're going out on Friday night on a date, and then you're going out with the boys on Saturday night, you think you're spending some money? You may have to stop for a while. You might also have to change the people you're hanging around with, because I can tell you, those guys are not going to help you get to where you need to go. You may need some new friends. Friday night might be at a meetup group that has to do with residential real estate. Now, you might still be drinking a beer, but you're not there to just drink the beer. I hope I'm getting through to you, because this is what you got to be doing. This is simple, but typically it is not easy. Now, I know you're looking for the easy solution. Well, then just go see a movie and pretend like you're in it. If you want to do this, you got to get out there and you got to do it. You got to learn, you got to experience, and then you have to apply. Now let's talk about how do we start to apply when we want to get our financial freedom, when we want to stop trading our time for money. But we're going to talk about that in the next video, and that's going to be coming up real soon. So let's get out there. I want you to listen to this a couple of times because it's got to sink in. There's nothing here that I'm telling you that you got to buy. There's just information that you've got to absorb and then put into practice. That's where you got to start. It's in the mind. It's the mindset of becoming financially free. It's the mindset of stopping to trade your time for money. Talk to you soon. Let's get out there. Let's make it happen. Remember what I always say, think big, start small, move fast. Be Rigoni, Max, high performance real estate entrepreneur.